So you want to flip a house and make a little bit of extra profit. I'm either sending you this because you're a client that's inquired about it and I want you to know everything about the process, or you're just someone browsing the internet trying to get as much information as possible. When you're flipping a property, you really need to be realistic, which is what I'm going to do in this video. I could tell you, oh, you make tons of money, super easy, super fun. I might sell a few more houses if I did that. But the reality is that's not the case at all. You could lose some money on some if you don't make the right decisions or plan the right way. In this video, I'm just gonna be super honest about the 10 houses that I flipped. I luckily never lost money, but I broke even on one of them, barely made any money on another one. But these are things I had to learn the hard way doing it 5-6 years ago. So I'm gonna share with you everything I know. Hopefully you can make better decisions than I did when I started, but that's also why I'm here for. So I help people buy and sell here in Sudbury. I'd love to help you out. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out and like, comment, subscribe. It honestly really helps. So I'm gonna go over how much profit to expect. It's never what you think, and I'll get right into that. Where to find the deals, what kind and where to find financing, and the 4 common mistakes that flippers make. So number 1, this is the biggest thing that I learned flipping houses. You need to be realistic about your sale price. So when you flip the property, there's gonna be your ARV, after repair value. So that's the number that your realtor is gonna tell you, which I would tell my clients, this is what you're going to sell for. But on that number, you need to be conservative because every buyer that's walking through the property, if they've got a realtor that's doing their job, is gonna know it's a flip. Even if you do a really good job, it's not about the quality of the rental really, it's about the buyer knowing that you're making money. So they hate knowing that for some reason. They always think there's corners that are cut, even if you show all the proof of the work that you did. So that's just something that you have to fight against. So if you're renovating the property, those properties normally sell for $550. Honestly, budget for like worst case scenario, $510, $515. Hopefully you get a little bit more, but that's honestly the discount that you almost have to go with, like 5% less, because the buyers just have that mentality. You know, you can check the back end when you bought it for how much. They just hate knowing someone is making money. So your sale price is automatically lower almost no matter what. Just be prepared for that. The second is common mistakes flippers make, and that's not hiring a designer or having someone help you pick out things that match. So you could see the white cabinets, that's a trend now. You see different colors that you like in different homes, but it's all gotta jive and feel good all together. My first one, I just picked, oh, this looked good in the house, so I picked this backsplash myself. Countertop, these new cabinet, these floors that I like, but it didn't all go together. It was all things that was like mixed match trends. I don't have time. I didn't want to spend time on Pinterest making it look all perfect. I just thought all those things would go together, but I knew it myself. I even felt it when I walked through with some clients, like, hey, this just doesn't feel as homey as someone who does this for a living. So my other ones, I would hire a designer to get the right colors, the right cabinets. And then it's the quality of rentals as well. Like, are you just buying the cabinets, putting them up, not making them go all the way to the ceiling? Yeah, you're saving money, but it's another thing that people point out, hey, just the cheapest cabinets they could find. Your countertop, is it the cheapest countertop? You know, people can notice that. Are you just painting the cabinets? Like, yeah, it might look a little bit better, but you're not even close to your premium because everyone knows they're painted, right? So these are all little things that you go a little extra mile. If you can do some things a little bit different that make it not just your basic rental and just feel a little bit more homey, go spend a little bit more money, then people actually notice that stuff. But there's a limit, right? You can't overspend because you also want to get your money out. So that's what dealing with a good realtor as well can help you do and decide what to choose. Then it's finding the deal. Where do you get these? This is the most important, is getting a good deal on the house. On the market, very hard, right? Because you got to basically get it for less than it's worth. So you got to find someone super motivated, and in a hot market, it's not always possible. But definitely, if you go in with a cash offer on a decent property, definitely get it for a good price, right? The photos are bad. Those are the ones you kind of got to look for. Sometimes wait a week, make sure they don't get multiple offers. Then you can come in and scoop in at a lower price. There's also off-market properties. That's someone just posting on Kijiji. And then there's also the wholesalers. So wholesalers, they get houses at at really big discounts, resell them for a little bit of a margin, and you still get a really good deal on those houses. The only problem with those is you don't always get to walk through them. I've bought several of those. They come with some risk, right? But you often get them at a good enough deal that it makes up for it. Then number 4, the last thing is getting financing on your property. Financing is difficult as well, because if you're going to be in and out in 6 months, most mortgages have a fee to break, right? To break the mortgage. So you don't want to be paying that fee. So you either go private money, which is higher interest rate, or you go cash. You just buy it outright. If it's like a $200,000 property, then you don't have the holding costs. Most people can't do that, and I totally get it, of course. Like I said, private, or there's certain one like Calvert mortgages. Ask your broker, obviously that's the first step, but Calvert mortgages, sometimes they do fix and flip properties. And then you got to think of your taxes. You get taxed at a higher rate now if you're flipping the property in less than a year, if you're not living there. You move in, live there for a year, that could be a little bit different. If you don't do it every year for like 10 years in a row, then they would catch on, of course. So there's lots of things to note, to think about. These are just the basics, just to give you an idea. So if you have any questions, if flipping still something you want to do, let me know. I could help you out. If you have any questions, I'm always here.